and welcome to Maruti Suzuki Imagine Next. It's a bright new day at Auto Expo 2023, and here with us today are some innovators, the ones who help us fulfill our vision of Imagine Next. So without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Adarsh Warrier, the CEO and co-founder of Vicara, and Mr. Shiv Shankar Maurya, co-founder and CEO of mSense. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'm just wanting to start by asking you about, first of all, the MSIL mail program, and I'll start with you, Adarsh. Tell me, how did this program help you? And before that, also give me some inputs about what Vicara is about.
So what Vicara essentially is a sensor intelligence and motion tracking company. Now there are a lot of words there. The primary goal is that a lot of companies need to use motion as an input for various different industries. Now this goes from automotive to consumer electronics to even media and sports. We help companies embed motion tracking technology without having to do the development from scratch. So they kind of license the technology from us, and then they can get ready to go within 2 weeks instead of 6 months. So that's the primary value that we provide our customers.
All right. And how did MSIL and mail program come into picture?
So we wanted to use this technology in the automotive sector, and with MSIL, the idea was that we were able to use this technology, motion tracking, to improve the productivity of technicians at service centers. The goal is, can we look into SOP adherence? Can we make their productivity much better using motion tracking? And the greatest and most interesting part about it was that this technology for this application was never done before. So we were able to co-create and build something from scratch to create a standard that never existed.
Interesting. All right. Sir, what is mSense about?
We provide AI-powered digital ears and digital eyes for automated quality inspection, primarily in manufacturing. So as you can actually visualize, when I'm talking about digital ears or digital eyes, so normal human beings, what they can actually inspect using their ears by listening to the sound, or by using their eyes, what they can actually see and then inspect. So we are trying to do that through our products to automate into the manufacturing line.
All right. And how did Maruti respond to this?
Yes, ours digital ears is a very unique product which we are pretty much production ready, and that's the use case which Maruti Suzuki saw us actually giving them a differentiation across automotive sector. So that's how they wanted to try us out, and we landed with Maruti Suzuki Mail.
Beautiful. I always wanted to ask someone who's got a startup, innovators, that once a big brand like Maruti Suzuki shows interest in your product, in your technology, and the day that happens, would you explain that day to me? How that day when Maruti said this is something that we'd like to go forward with?
I think any innovator's biggest dream, right, is not just to build but also see that application impact a lot of lives. Right? Now you can build something. I mean, there are so many innovators across the world who are building things, but then it never sees the light of day, or it doesn't impact a lot of people. Right. And so for us, when you work in a big company like Maruti Suzuki, you know that if it gets applied, the application of it is, let's say, across India for technicians across in every different service center, and to be able to know that something that you worked so long for, so hard for, now will see the light of day and will impact so many lives, just feels so fulfilling. Right. You feel like, okay, this means something. The work I do has some purpose, has some meaning. Right.
And of course, when a brand like Maruti Suzuki comes on board, it definitely adds a lot of values. I think it's very rewarding. I can only imagine what an innovator must feel like. But sir, how did you come to know about the Maruti Suzuki Mail program?
Yeah, this was through one of my juniors actually said there is some program called Maruti Mail. Actually, this was just a casual discussion. He said, since you're very much in automotive sector, why don't you just go and try it out? So then I searched and then I applied. That just by chance, right? Then it really felt really very good for us, because we have been doing research around the sound analytics, and then one fine day we get selected to this program, and then we realize, yes, I mean, at least our effort is paying off now. Right. So big validation for what we have been doing actually.
Right. So if you could explain me your team, your core team, what does it contain of, and who are the champions of your team?
Yeah, so our core founding team, actually we are 3 people. So myself, my batchmate from IIT BHU, he is based out of California, and then my Chief Business Officer Surekha Gupta. So these are so we are pretty much hands-on. All of us do everything. As a startup, we have to do everything. We don't have a choice of big organization where we have admin, HR, finance. So we have to do everything. And then we are a small team of 12 people. So we have a good mix which caters to our customers right now.
Interesting. How about you, Adarsh?
So our core team, first it's the co-founders, so it's me and my co-founder Abhishek. So the difference or split between us is he's everything tech and product and I'm everything business. We, in fact, apart from our vision for the company, we almost differ on everything else. He believes, why do I need to talk to people? And I'm like, okay, tech doesn't solve every single problem.
Yeah.
But I think together it makes a great combo because then we see the world through two different lenses and then we are able to make these complementing ideas come and work together. Right. Under us, I mean, we work with a lot of people who across, interestingly, because both of us have an engineering background, most of the people who work with us also tend to be engineers, but engineers who found a different interest. So we have an engineer turned CFO, we have an engineer turned primary vice president of computer engineering. We have another engineer who is working on marketing. Right. And so all of them have found very different passion and have made that work and come together. In the team.
Now I know where I'm applying next because I'm an engineer turned presenter. So I have a job security right here with Adarsh and Vicara for sure. All right, but so how supportive was Maruti Suzuki in your journey to GTM? See,
we get to do a paid POC with Maruti Suzuki, which actually enables us to really look at the scalability of our product, because if you are able to do the testing for our scalability of the product, this actually opens up doors for n number of doors for us. So that will really help us to grow much faster. We have seen many other startups which were part of mail program who actually benefited and have grown in leaps and bounds.
Interesting. How did it help you, Adarsh?
So I see multiple different facets come into play. Number one is a POC which is paid. Amazing, because we get paid for the work that we do. Second is knowledge, which is like I was talking about. You get to really understand how the industry works, and you have unparalleled access. For example, we work with service technicians, so we had access to the technicians that we need to work across India to be able to build our solution. Third is direct contact with the stakeholders to understand what is it that motivates them, and obviously get their input onto how to build the solution right. And fourth is obviously the scale that you get if the solution is to be accepted. Once you build the solution and it works, then the scale is for Maruti Suzuki, which is national and huge. And fifth is if you're actually able to grow through this entire process, you have like an investment opportunity, which also again, further improves your, traction and ability to build a business.
Adds a lot of value. But say, I've always wondered, when you work with a corporation this big, they have their own way of working. Was there a bit of, a tussle, or how did you get in tune with Maruti's way of working?
I think when we started in Maruti, I was really surprised that, as you said, in big corporates there would be a lot of bureaucracy, things would be moving very slow, and support and all. Surprisingly, the kind of support which we got, we always say to ourselves that, okay, when we joined Mail, right, so we got everything on a platter, silver platter rather, right? So starting from getting whatever support we need, go to the business, go to the production line, even for the logistics, everything was taken care. We just have to focus on what they have given us the problem. Nothing else, right? So for a startup, this is like a dream come true, and that's how the MOL program has been structured.
Lovely. If I had to ask you, what is that unique aspect of your business that actually got eyeballs from Maruti on your business? It gripped the audience that you were catering to. What would that be?
We are pretty unique in terms of using our digital ES product. Correct. Where we actually listen to the sound and be able to apply in shop floor where you have very noisy environment, be able to go and give a solution what the customer is looking for. For example, as I said, we are looking at automating the inspection of engines, right, by listening to the sound. So doing it in the production assembly line, having our IPs which can just allow us to go and deploy our solution in the line, that's what actually gave the edge for us in terms of Maruti looking us at it. This is nothing which Maruti has not seen any company doing it before, so we are the only one right now doing it.
What about you, Adarsh? What do you think is that USP of your business that got eyeballs from Maruti Suzuki?
I think a few years back, if you had asked me this question, I would have said that our engineering is what differentiates us. You know, we have amazing capability to innovate, we have amazing capability to create new technology, and that's what's different about us. A few years later, with some more maturity in place, I think now the answer is there are many people who can create amazing technology, but what will differentiate you is how dedicated you are to using that technology to solve a problem, right? And actually create some impact for the person. And I would keep using this word impact because not all technology is useful, right? But if you are dedicated to making that technology useful by really understanding what is it that the final customer needs and does this technology solve that problem, being dedicated to that particular space is what really differentiates us. And having spent more and more time, that's been our greatest learning. And I've realized that that's actually a differentiator. Most people don't want to do that, right? Most people are so dedicated to either their technology or, you know, what is their attachment towards the technology rather than actually solving a problem for the user.
Interesting. It's one thing that the technology is useful. The other thing is that it's useful in today's time. It's not something that, you know, the other person cannot even envision. But having said that, Adarsh, what was your takeaway from the mentoring program, apart from the fact that you're a hit on Shaadi.com and amongst women? But apart from that, what was your takeaway from the mentoring program?
So we come from the technology side, right? We're engineers.
Yeah.
And as engineers, we tend to get super attached to how beautiful the technology is and how wonderfully it works. We care about the fact that, you know, it's got this kind of latency or works amazing, and you soon realize that that's not what the customer cares about. Does it solve my problem? Correct. And one of the key takeaways from mentoring this is think about it from the user's perspective, right? And especially, let's say we're working in the automotive sector. We don't know, we're not there day to day. We don't understand the problems intricately. So even if we were to create a solution, we would create it in a very superficial manner, right? But the access from the program is that we get to work along with the technicians. We get to work along with the people who do this job day in and day out. And so we build a very detailed understanding of what is it that the space actually needs, what are the actual problems, and then the technology that we build after that, the solution we build is super focused on solving that problem.
Nice. What about you? So how did the mentoring program at Maruti Suzuki add value?
Yes. I think when we started, so being a technology company, we are just too much focused on using technology jargons, and in the process we forget about conveying what we're really doing. So this mentoring session was really useful for us because they took us through this journey. Okay, no, you have to simplify. You don't keep on using all technology jargons. People will not understand. Just try to simplify your whole story in a simple word so that people start understanding.
And that's how I'm understanding it now, because you know that it becomes simple for a layman. Well, gentlemen, it's been an absolute delight to chat with you, and it's been, of course, wonderful to have this session, Adarsh and Shiv. And thank you for taking out time. I know you're very busy, so thank you so much. And for you folks, there's a lot more in store coming in from Auto Expo 2023, so you stay tuned.